Hey guys, this is Simon T Geek. Alright, you Sony fanboys. I tried to stay out of it, tried to. Once again, I'm being plagued because of my opinion. Notice, it's a review, not fact, on the Sony conference. In my opinion, it was dull, it was boring, and full of information not very useful. Now, to us gamers, maybe if you could sit through that boring conference, maybe it was useful to you, but you don't understand the purpose of E3. E3 is not what it used to be. E3 is not about booth babes or any of that anymore. E3 has become the mini GDC, where they show off the new development, the new hardware, the new software, how the software runs on the system. That's what E3 has become. It's not, let's go out, get some swag, look at the booth babes. No, it's not that anymore. It's become either a time where they show off new hardware or they show off new software so that developers can get ideas inside their head. And honestly, if I was a developer sitting in that crowd, I would have been bored out of my freaking mind. The whole E3 nowadays is just press. That's all it is. It tries to show what the machines can do and how they do it, and it's just press. That's why it's called a press conference. You understand? It's not called a, show off. Well, you see, it's just for the press. It's basically, I hate to say it, the big three showing off their dicks and saying, oh, look at me. That's all these press conferences are. If you watched the older E3s, you would understand why these past two ones have been a huge disappointment and have also been more aimed at the development crowd. Now, Sony had an 85-minute conference, okay? Or somewhere, even longer, I think. And you gotta see that since E3 has become press, it has become to the point where you have to show off. Now, you can't stand around and be dull and boring. Now, you may think that's okay. You, the consumer. But to the press and the developers and the third parties, they're going to go, what the hell are we doing? Now, that's the important thing. You see, now, when you're at E3, you have to show off. And that's what Nintendo and Microsoft did. Although Nintendo did it to a casual, which means we're going to get more fucking casual games. Oh, my God. Sorry for the cursing. It's just these guys get me pissed off. And honestly, what did we see at Sony E3? What did we see? We saw Resistance and a couple of PS2 games. And Resistance for the PSP. Other than that, I knew all about it. Everything. Every single thing they announced, I already knew about. Your point? I mean, seriously, I was sitting there the whole time, waiting for something new. I mean, Nintendo's conference was a freaking joke, but at least they had the dignity to announce some new hardware, and then show new games that we've never seen before, like Animal Crossing. And then Microsoft showed off the new interface, and all the new features of the interface, not to mention the partnership with Netflix was officially announced and confirmed. Whereas Sony, I already knew everything. I'm not even a Sony fan. I don't own a PS3. And I knew every single thing in that conference before the conference even came out. And those 5 seconds of God of War 3, I mean, sure, it looks cool and all, but they didn't even give us a release date. Sony's conference was a joke. It was like, here's all the games we already knew were going to come out on the system. Here's how one or two of them play. And the rest are coming out, but we're not going to tell you when. And that's why Sony's conference sucked. Because all it did was tell us stuff we already knew was coming out. They didn't give release dates. They didn't show too many live demos. They showed one of Resistance, the little one, and it was pre-recorded, and then they showed one of Little Big Planet. Whereas Microsoft, we saw a demo of Lips, we saw a demo of Gears of War, we saw a demo of Fallout, we saw a demo of, I believe we saw of Rock Band, or I think that was just like a pre-recorded thing. Yeah, I think it was pre-recorded. And we saw it. We saw how it worked. Oh yeah, we saw a demo of the dashboard. It showed us everything. With Sony, we got a demo of the video store, a pre-recorded demo of Resistance, and Little Big Planet. And they were also showing stuff that we're not going to see till the end of next year. That's why, in my opinion, it sucked more than Nintendo's. The reason I thought Nintendo's was better is because they actually showed us stuff that's coming out in a couple next months. And they actually talked about things I actually was a little bit interested in, like the Wii Speak. They released new hardware, they showed us how it worked, and they showed us how to do it. And they also showed us demos of the new Wii Sports, and they also showed us a demo of the snowboarding. You may not be interested in that stuff, but in my opinion, if I was a developer, which I'm not, but if I was, I would have seen a lot more reliability in Nintendo's conference than Sony's. It's just my own personal opinion. If you don't like it, then shut the hell up. Anyway, shout out to Geek Out. By the way, to you Sony fans who think I'm on Nintendo's dick, did you see the 2 videos I made yesterday? I mean, these are all little commenters today who've never seen any of my videos. But whatever.